unbox and take a look at Unmatched, Sun's Origin. This is Oda Nobunaga versus Tomoe Gozen. This is part of the Unmatched series, which I have covered many of these offerings. So take a look at that playlist. I'll put a link in the description as well. But I'm covering this one during the week, which I normally cover war games because, these are historical figures. Let's take a look at the back here and see what we have. In battle, there are no equals. Anyone, anywhere. Unmatched is a fast-paced game of tactical combat between unlikely opponents. Pick your favorite hero, choose a map, and use your hero's unique deck and abilities to win the day. You can mix up the heroes and maps from any Unmatched set, face new challenges, and find fresh combos. Dozens of possibilities await, and more with every new set. So, Oda Nobunaga, the leader of the Oda clan, used strategy, patience, and brilliant battle maneuvers to conquer the other daimos of the Sengoku period. His ruthlessness earned him the honorific Demon King of the Sixth Heaven. Look at that guy right there. Then we have Tomoe Gozen, the legendary Onamusta refused to retreat in the face of the impossible odds and cut down all who stood in her way. With the flash of the steel and the fearsome strength, her deeds of valor live on long after any who would witness her last battle. So you have two historic figures, this one probably more legendary, but this one actually real. But it's going to be in the Unmatched universe, which again is a tactical game. You have a nice little mini here, but that's really more of a placeholder. The game is in the cards, where you're going to be having attacks and defense and actions that you take place on this on a board. And there's a board that comes with it, but you can mix and match any of these characters on any of the boards, and that's one of the beauties of the Unmatched system. The game is relatively simple to get into. It plays relatively quick. It's very tactical. And there are quite a lot of decisions in it in a small tactical space. But let's get in the box and see what we have inside here. I like Unmatched, and as I said, I've covered a lot of the different offerings, and there's actually a cooperative and solo version of it that we can basically go up against kind of pulp fiction, sci-fi type stuff. And you can take these historical figures and put them in there as well and see how that works. So here are the core rules. The rules are not that complicated. Here's your icon reference here. So because the cards, you can use a card for attack. The cards that have this icon you can only use for attack. This one you can use for defense. This one you can use for either attack or defense. And this is an action, and you play it for its effect. Very simple rules to get into, as you can see here. And there are sidekicks, and Oda is going to have, I think, has 2 honor guard, and so it kind of fits with his historical figure. He's a leader, and so he's going to be maneuvering his honor guard to kind of flank you to maximize his attacks. Here's your setup. Here's your turn. So on your turn, you must take 2 actions. The possible actions are maneuver, scheme, and attack. Maneuver, when you maneuver, you move, and each character has a base movement, and their minions, if they have any, or sidekicks, will have a base movement, and you get to draw a card. And your deck is kind of your life. So when your deck runs out and you take damage, then you're going to die quicker because your deck kind of is you don't get to reshuffle. Unless there's some special characters that let you do that. Scheme is those action cards, the lightning bolt, which is more of a strategy or something that is not a pure attack or defense. I think Sherlock Holmes is one of the characters has really big on scheming. I imagine Oda might be pretty decent on scheming as well, but we'll see. And then you have attacks. And then when you attack, you're going to play an attack card, either one of these purple ones or one of these red ones. And the other side will be able to choose to either not play a card or play a card, but it has to be a defense or one of these purple, which is kind of a versatile or multi-use type card. You also have to match up the card with the character. So if your character has sidekicks, you need to play like this any to use it on any of the characters, either you or their sidekick, or it has to have the name of either you if you're going to play it for your character, or the name of the sidekicks if it's for them. Here's how you maneuver. Very easy. There's how you scheme. There's how you attack. And attack is kind of a game of war. You're going to be comparing values of your attack versus their defense, and that's how you do damage. And then there's little damage tiles, and when you get down to 0, you lose. And different characters have different attack values, and sometimes the sidekicks, they'll have a value as well. They'll have like a dial, a damage dial as well. There's also special abilities on the cards as well, and then you've got some bonus abilities that are used mainly for movement, but they can be used, they play off some of the characters have special abilities from the card that use those bonus numbers as well. So, again, not complex, but depending on the character, there might be a lot more going on than just the base game. Here's your attacks, combat effects, here's a resolve combat, and defeating a fighter, winning a game. There you have it. That's it. And then here's a combat example. Free for all and team play. There are different ways to play the game. This game is mainly played as a 1v1, especially on these smaller maps. But there are some larger maps. There are sets that come with like 4 characters, and larger maps you can play, 4, 2-on-2, or everybody for themselves and play with 4 characters and have at it. Here's some ads for the other Unmatched offerings, and then this is the set rules. So these are the specific rules for Sun's Origin. So these are these characters and what you get with these characters, and a little bit about these characters and what they did. Oda is very big on unifying the Japan in the 1500s. So really history there. And then Tomoe Gozen, and again, I'm probably butchering their names, but kind of a legendary hero of Japan. Here's some of the special rules. So Oda's got the flanking, so he's going to be using these honor guard to try to flank. So if they're on either side or of adjacent to an enemy, they're going to get some special abilities. Tomoe's got this attack of opportunity as her special ability. So not a lot of special rules in that one. Then you're going to get these dials. You're going to have a little bit of DIY. You're going to put these together, but they're pretty easy to put together. And so these are the damage dials or health dials for each of the characters. And then Oda's got 2 honor guards. So she's going to be by herself, and Oda's going to have 2 honor guards. Then you have the map, and the thing I like about the map is its line of sight is built in. So if you're in this blue circle right here, you can see anybody that's in blue, and you can see anybody that's in red right here, this half circle of blue and red. If you're in this red, you can only see people in the red. So it's got built-in line of sight. Really, really cool effect there. I've talked about that in previous coverage of this game and where that kind of was generated. There were some other miniature games that used that early on, and they've picked that up and done a good job of that. On the back is the same map, but it shows more of the art of the board. So you still have that blue-red right here, but they didn't color it all the way in, so you can actually see some of the terrain or the tower in this case. and see what it looks like, but you still see the bands to know what your line of sight is. A lot of times, first time players, and a lot of times I just play with these boards just because it makes it real easy to understand what your line of sight is and what you can see and what you can't see. But a really kind of neat built-in system of line of sight, no complicated rules. It's all on the board itself. Here are the brackets or bands or connectors for those dials. Put those in there, and then you get into the cool stuff. You got the minis, and the minis are really nice. They have a little bit of a pre-wash on them. I'm not a painter, but so I play with them the way they are, and you've got a little color band to know what they are, and I think they look pretty cool. So you got a mini for Oda, and you've got a mini for Tomoe. As you can see here, she's got a bow, so she's going to be ranged. That's another aspect of the characters, is their if they're ranged or melee. So Oda is only melee, so he's got to be adjacent. The honor guard is melee, so they have to be adjacent when they play. So that line of sight is really doesn't come into play as much. Now with her, she's ranged, so that's going to come into play a lot more. Here are the honor guard pieces, and they're not minis, but they're really nice, thick plastic that have some art on them as well. And of course, they store nicely back in there. And then of course, the damage dials will store back in the box. So everything is really nicely packaged in this series. Everything fits nicely in the box, and a very easy way to pull it out and get to play. And there's really very little, if any, setup. You pick a character, you grab their deck, you pull out their character, and then you shuffle the deck. And then there's a starting place. There's a 1, 2, or 3, or 4. On the two boards, it might just be 1 to 2, but one person starts at the 1, the other person starts at 2, and then you have at it. You start playing the game. So here are the cards. These are Oda's cards. Very nice cards. Very good graphics on there. So this is a card that's going to have a special ability, has an immediate, but it also it can play it for 3 defense, and it's just for Oda. And this is any, so this is an attack. So Oda or the honor guard can use this attack. And then anybody can use either this for attack or defense. And a lot of any's in there. And then so there's really none that are just limited to the honor guard. So it's either Oda or any. So that kind of I guess feeds into his strategy as the leader there. Then we have Tomoe Gozen. Again, probably butchering that, but I know you all correct me because you just can't help yourself. See if I get this open here. Don't have very good nails to get these things started, but there we go. And again, the backs are different, so all the cards are different. So as I said, it's really easy to mix and match. You just figure out what set you want, pull the cards out, and go to town. I usually leave it with the main character card up front there. So you can see she's ranged. There's the movement. So when you move or maneuver, she moves 2. You can move up to 2. And then she's ranged, so she uses that built-in line of sight that's on there. And then, of course, she has a special ability as well. Then here's her. Whoa, she's got a 7 attack. That's pretty amazing. That's a big attack. It's actually got a 4 bonus on it, too. So a lot of attack there. Here's her hybrid, attack defense. A lot of those. And then some defense there. And then, 3 schemes there. So that is the cards for her. Just put that in there, put that in there. I'll have to do these brackets when I get a chance. But there you have it. That is what you get in a box of Sun Origin. I like this series quite a bit. I enjoy playing it. I enjoy playing the cooperative version of it. I've played it solo, but played it with my family. They enjoyed it. And it's a real easy game. Even my youngest, she started playing this when she was like 9 or 10. And it was very easy to get into and just start playing. I'll put this down here so you can see this a little bit better here. You get a chance to see all the bits that you get in the box. And these come out pretty easy too. So there you have it. That is Sun's Origin, Unmatched. Part of the series. If you like the Unmatched series, then this is probably a no-brainer because it gives you more characters, and I like the fact they're getting into some historical characters. They've done quite a bit of literature, and fiction type characters, but they've done a few historical as well, and I do like the fact that they're getting into that. Love to know your thoughts on this or any of the other Unmatched games. Feel free to drop them in the comments down below, and thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks for watching.